You have been the talk of the town, clearly, and you're setting records with the team. You've won 10 straight to start the year. That has never happened in franchise history. And as you know, this team's been around for over 100 years. So at what point did you either find out what the record was, or did someone tell you what the record was that you were ultimately chasing?
Oh, it's a good question. I think somebody mentioned it maybe before the ninth game. I think, yeah, it was before the ninth game I found out. And then actually, I hope he's all right with me mentioning it, but Felix actually texted me after that Calgary game, and it's just an honor to hear from him, and that was really cool. And then after the 10th game, coach came in after the game and kind of said something, which was really nice. And, you know, it's definitely a huge honor, but with this season, you don't really have a lot of time to enjoy anything. You got to move on. So it's kind of a blessing, too, with all the games. You know, you're just focused on getting better and getting ready for the next night.
Jack, has your view of your job description changed in the last 3 or 4 weeks? I think that in LA, you were kind of known as the backup to Jonathan Quick, and when you first got here, basically that role with Frederik Andersen, the mindset you're in now, do you feel like a number one goaltender or feel anything different with what's gone on?
It's a good question, too. I think in LA, my first full year up, Quickie went down with an injury, and I got to play, you know, kind of similar as right now. I think I played like 12 in a row, and, I mean, my mindset's always the same. It doesn't matter if I get 10 in a row or if I, you know, get 1 in 5 games. You know, I expect to play this well every game. And even right now, I'm still not thrilled about some of the goals I've given up lately. So I'm still get a lot better. But, you know, I expect to do certain things in this sport. And, you know, I'm obviously super grateful for the opportunity to play more. And, Freddie's a huge part of our team, so, you know, we're all ready for him to come back, and Hutchie's done really well when he's played. So, you know, I don't think anything's changed in my mind, to answer your question. I just expect a certain standard every time I do play.
Jack, you've had a long road to arrive to where you are at right now. I've read some articles lately on you and how thankful you are. You know, you look back to even you playing in Idaho in 2015. I mean, did you envision things kind of working out as to right now? I know you've got a great work ethic. Obviously, I'm close with Dusty Emu, and he speaks the world of you and working with you. But, you know, it's a scenario. Did you envision, if you kept working hard and working at your game, that things would eventually work out?
Oh, I mean, I'd love to say this is exactly, you know, that was part of the plan, but those were some pretty dark days. You know, my last 2 years in Texas and going to Idaho. But I will say going to Idaho, I think kind of changed my career in a good way, because it showed me I really love playing hockey, and I can still play regardless of what level it was. You know, I had a great group of guys there in Idaho, and still talk to some of them to this day, and it just kind of showed I still love it. You know, I still want to pursue it, even though I was in a pretty low place. And then obviously the rest has kind of been talked about enough, and Dusty's been amazing, and, you know, Bill Ranford, and then now Steve Briere, who's incredible.
Is that kind of your past and what you've gone through to get here? Is that why Jack Campbell's always in a good mood? I literally, when I played, you could say hi and good morning to somebody having a coffee, and they would look you right in the face and tell you to F off. It just seems like every day you're loving life and you're appreciative and you're always tapping your defenseman's shin pads. Is that part of the reason, the grind to get there?
I mean, that's just, I think, my dad, my upbringing. You know, he works his tail off, you could say, and, you know, just leads by example with how hard he works. And every day, like whether it was a good day or bad day, because, you know, he had some bad ones, came home and had the same kind of demeanor every night when he'd come home to our family. So that's just kind of my personality, I guess, that he kind of engraved in me. You know, it's just nice to be around positive guys. And, some guys are still great guys and they just might not be as outspoken, which is completely awesome. It's just, sometimes you get the camaraderie with other guys and maybe you put a smile on someone's face and then they want to go to work. So you never know. I just think being positive and encouraging is, it's a kind of a winning recipe.
We're chatting with Jack Campbell. The Leafs back in action against Ottawa tomorrow night. Jack has won 10 straight. I'm sure if you're listening or watching this show, you're well aware of that. And you talk openly about your teammates and how you feel about them. And obviously, it's not only yourself out there. These guys got to pull their weight as well to get you into a position to win games. And you guys are rolling now. You had a bit of a dip a few weeks ago, but you're winning games night in, night out, and you're well ahead of any other team in your division at this point. What do you like most about your team, and why do you feel like you guys are set to go on a pretty significant run?
I mean, I think what I like most is we're not satisfied. We're sitting in a good spot, but, everybody knows we can still keep getting better every day. And, Coach has done a good job of, keeping our mindset there and being in the moment and getting better. And I love the ability that everybody comes to the rink every day and we have a really good time having fun, but everybody works and, we just want to keep getting better because our ultimate goal is really high. And, it's great what we're doing right now, but it's a tough league, so we just got to keep building.
We're chatting with Jack Campbell. I was aware of you being a part of Team USA World Juniors a couple of times. I was not aware that there was a 3-pack of appearances for you, which is pretty incredible. And, obviously that's a tournament where every kid, I'm sure, grows up wanting to play it. If you play hockey up here, that's certainly the case. I'm sure if you're a hockey player in the States, you'd think about that as well. How did that set you up to get to where you're at now, having that kind of success as a teenager at the juniors and knowing that your country's program clearly saw a lot in you?
Yeah, it's an honor. I mean, I'm a pretty patriotic guy, and representing the United States was a dream come true. And the NTDP National Team Development Program, I was fortunate enough to go there for 2 years, and I completely believe in the program and think the world of it. It definitely instilled some lifelong habits that, I really appreciate them teaching us, and and also the friendships, playing on the World Junior teams. If anybody has a chance to do it, it's incredible. And, obviously anytime you win, those friends stay in your life, your entire life. So, they were great days and definitely helped me in the future. It's just fun to follow nowadays too.
Well, and once you got past that, you mentioned you were at that national development program. You ended up in the OHL, and two of our favorite towns, Windsor and Sault Ste. Marie, two of the grittiest towns in Ontario, two of the grittiest towns in Canada. Is there one in particular of those two, Windsor or the Sioux? Which one is grittier for you?
Oh, that's a good question. You know what? I got to be fair because I was only in the Sioux for a couple months, so I didn't really like... You got to pick
one, Jack. You got to pick one, buddy.
Man. All right, I'm going to go with Windsor because, my billet family, they were incredible and, hardworking and, just everybody I met there just kind of seemed like they rolled up their sleeves and ready to work, and I love that.
That's Windsor. That's Windsor for you. Go ahead.
I was going to say, we all played junior, but I played in the Western League, and these two guys played in the O, and that's all I could think about. We talk junior stories all the time where, all hell would break loose. There'd be fights and, fan interaction and stuff. So you wonder, coming from the U.S. national team north of the border, was it a little bit of a culture shock for you?
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty grounded program, and at the NCDP, they kind of have us on a pretty tight leash, and which is, I think, a good thing at that age. You're still 16, 17 years old, and kind of needed that guidance. And then going to Windsor, it was really fun. We had a good crew, and everything about it was really awesome. But definitely being on my own for the first time, it was interesting.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it for sure, getting to the O and billet families and the whole nine. But you guys are obviously rolling, and you got another one tomorrow night against Ottawa. What's it been like for you? It feels like a gratuitous question to anyone playing professional sports without fans in the building, but it doesn't seem to affect you. But as a goaltender, how does it change the experience not having fans in the building?
Yeah, we all definitely miss the fans, of course. And, I think that's part of having such a great room that we have right now is we're having fun and kind of keeping energy going. Most barns you go to, it's just so energetic that you don't have to think about that. But nowadays, having a good room and having fun, it really does, that drive to win really does come out. And, as a goalie, though, having no fans, it definitely gives you a little more time to think and during the game. So if you're not seeing some rubber for a bit, it's a little quiet in there. So definitely can't wait for the fans to come back.